Hello guys, you are welcome to another section. So this is my first time coming live to have a one-on-one tutorial with you. Super excited about this. So here with me I have Moho Pro, where the app I use to animate. Okay, this is my first time coming live to record. So in case you find something lagging, please, or something not really fixed, not in place, please kindly leave your comment in the comment section below. Okay, guys, so now what you have very close to where my screen is my what do you call it? Is over the keyboard. Okay, so you can also follow along when I'm moving my mouse. Now, before we proceed into today's creation, I need to quickly walk you through on how to use the Moho Pro. Okay, after downloading and installing Moho Pro, now there are various aspects for beginners that might uh, get carried away. Okay, but to make this straightforward, I won't be explaining everything in detail. Okay, but as we are moving along, then based on the tools we are going to be using, to you how to. Okay, so here we have the two sections. This is mostly where we used to draw. Okay, take our point and draw. Here we have the fill section, mostly for painting, textures, and the stroke, which I will explain. And here is the layer for the movement of your object. I mean, vectors layer or whatever you workspace, mostly those for zooming and co. Okay, then here you have other plugins. As long as you get used to Movo, you can install other plugins. All right. So over here we have our styles. So probably you did not see the style, then you can navigate down to your Windows section in styles. The shortcut is Control plus J. Okay. Yes. So from here we also have styles, which we will talk about it. Does do not worry. We also have our layers, which should be this is where we adding vectors, image, this tutorial video. Okay. Still moving ahead. So at this junction, we have what we call the timeline. So this timeline where we will create our animation movements. Okay, animation movements. So it's gonna be a real fun. So today we are not going to be picking this character in this live section because it's my first time. So what we'll be doing is how to create the character from scratch. Okay, then rig it if the time still permits me, and the next class will be on how to animate it. So let's get down to it. All right. Now there are various ways you can actually generate your own character. You can either draw your character or use any AI websites to generate your character you might. So I've done that, and I will just show you how to just import. I'll just import that and also leave that reference character in my website. Okay, so the link to my website is in the box where you can also follow along. So you click on file, then we go to import and select general import. So after selecting that, then here I think I would have to move down to okay. And just want to locate where my file where we are going to be working. So when you import your image, you notice that from what I have here, it is wider than the canvas. Okay, so if I use my scroll button on my mouse, scroll backward, let's click and scroll backward. So you can see I can now see the entire space. Now hold down my right click button, drag to drag. Okay, as you can see you can see the cursor on my own keyboard overlay. You can see where it indicates white. That's where I'm pressing. I'm just dragging it to drag, and you can also use this, okay, to pan that area. When you click on this, you can also hold your left click button to pan. Okay, but mostly I don't really use that. Okay, now from what we have here now, if I should probably after creating my whatever, and I try to render this, I want to show you why I try to render this. Export animation. Okay, so bringing this side, and probably just image sequence. So the first frame. Okay, okay, but that's instead of doing that, let me just show you something. Sorry, let me just preview the animation. This, so sorry about that. Let me pause this. Okay, let me just preview this. So this is it. For this, yes, I'm trying to use. So from what you could see here, from what you could see here, you could see that it actually cut out edges, which means that our image here is greater than the reference, and that is greater than the canvas. So this blue line here is actually our camera settings. So what we can do to make sure it fits that area is to reduce it. Okay, you can see I'm just holding down my left click button and I'm dragging. Okay, so now if I should preview that again, then I'll be able to have uh I'll be able to have it showing I'll be able to have it showing on my what on my screen. Okay, now let's start with the creation of the character. Now make sure you are on frame zero, very important. You're on frame zero. Then on frame zero would can call this, can rename this, you can rename this by saying just double click on it. Once you double click on it, and just call it reference. Okay, and select OK. After that is this. Then the next one now is I can click here to add a vector, or use the vector that this layer. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, and select those and this vector now I can call it probably uh the let me call it maybe the head. Okay, all right. Like I said, this is my first time of coming live, so eventually I might I'll stop this, but on Sunday, that is days actually, what do you call it? Day Saturday. On Sunday, the time will be stated when I would need to come live. So I want you guys to just what follow me along. Okay. But nevertheless, let's still continue. I'm enjoying this. Now, once I have the head there, you'll notice on frame zero, I have this one selected for me to use. So mostly we make use of points, just trace the object, okay, I mean the reference, just trace. But before we continue, I want us to do this. Double click on your reference, okay, then select ignore by layer select so that you won't mistakenly select it when you're not meant to use it. Okay, so by doing that, then it's there for you. So just select this now, then select point. So with this point now, I can just draw around. Okay, and draw around this, having a point like this, just to trace what I have here. Okay. Aside from that, I can also use um other other options which I can make use of. Shape here as this oval shape. Click on it, lay it over, and you notice the reason why is this color is because of this fill color to which it change. Okay, so there are various ways we can actually draw it. I'll be making use of this one now. After dragging this out, I'll just try to position this. Okay, so what I'll do now is make my let me make reference my reference to the top. Okay, and make it transparent, the opacity, let me set it to 50. Okay, then select OK. Once I select that now, so my uh head, the layer I just created now, is seen. All right, then from here we just need to just start tracing the points. So just click outside here. Okay, then assume this is where this character head is somewhere on there. So the eyes is too big to notice the other head. Okay, no problem. So from now we need to still add some points to make to let it fit in these lines. What you can just do is just select this one, and sometimes you see me pressing A. A simply means to add points. If I press A on the keyboard, it means to add points. I could just add my points here. Okay, I can add my points here, just somewhere here. That is one. In also another point here. Okay, so from there I can just click on this to adjust it. Click on this, adjust it. So the same thing applicable. You can make use of points, drawing points around. It all depends on what you actually want, on what you love to use. Okay, so there is no one way to it. So I'll click on another point just to get this edge here, get this edge. Okay, then select this arrow, that is T, as it transform to this in, this in. Okay, so to bring out this edge out, another point, something like this. Okay, and T, bring this out, bring this out like this. Okay, I don't know, probably it's slow over it there. That's why I won't be able to create all this at a go. Okay, just to get your feedback before we proceed. So now you notice I actually I was trying to do something here. I selected this, trying to expand it. So this is probably trying to smooth in when do for those of you that are familiar with Photoshop, where you use your pen. Okay, so you have this to smoothen the edge. I'll just come into this place, select this. I can easily use it. So let's try to drag one point just to fit in that area, then drag this second one like this. So I'll do the same thing for this aspect as well. And okay, guys. So here also, just take it, hold down Alt, have a sharp edge, then T just to move it somewhere like. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is just I'm just trying to follow the reference. I'm holding down Alt now. Okay, have something like. Okay, guys. Then from here, to hold down Alt to bend this, probably come outside something like this. This as well come outside something like we said. The head layer is not really showing, so the eyes will cover this aspect. If I should turn off this is what we've done so far. Okay, so we can actually change the color, which we'll do that very soon. But before we proceed now, the reason I'm not going to change the color is because once I change the color, it might be a little bit if I change the color to that reference now, it might be a little bit confusing, okay, to get which one is the reference, which one am I following. So that's how I'm using this color. But there's something I want you to know here now. You can see this black line. These are what we call strokes. So you will notice if I turn this off, this is not reflecting here. It's just a plain line, no strokes, no black line. So we need to include that in this aspect. What I will do is come here, try to select your make sure you are selected on the head layer. Then go over to this place where you have stroke. You can click on it or you click on this. When you do that, you can see now it's now available. Once you click here, it will also show here. Then this now you can also reduce it or also reduce it here. Or reduce it to something like probably 2. Okay, let me confirm that with I think is okay. All right. So going back to where we stopped. Now from there we can carve out the eyes. And carve out the eyes. Okay, let's carve out the eyes. The eyeballs. For the eyeball, we select the plus sign, select the vector. I'll just click on this and write and name it eyes. So I left, just put an underscore and L left. Okay. Now I will need to change this because I can easily change this. But I'll just change this I back to white. Like I said, when I'm through, would adjust, take it back to the normal color of our reference. But for now, let's use both a different color. Okay, so first select this, just drag. Okay, so when I drag that, select on this, select that object, then click this. So you should have your color picker, change it to white. Okay, select OK, and it also has a stroke. So activate the stroke. Then I think the stroke line, the eye stroke is higher, is bigger than this, the body one. I think I'll set that to maybe 3. 3 is okay. Okay, so then from here, select the transform area. So what we need to do is to just adjust it to fit the position. Okay, something like this, fit the position, something like this. All right, now we already have this. Okay, so if I turn this off now, so something like this we have. Okay, so we need to duplicate this instead of recreating it again and duplicate that. So before we duplicate it, we still need to create this black spot here, right? So for that, on that same layer, just create this, just drag and drop. Okay, so this is setting white and we need to change it to black. How did I know that? It's because here is white on it, like this, and black. Okay, now that is black. So from here, we would need to duplicate all this. Just select the object like this, then select this duplicate layer. Once you select the duplicate layer, hit it, then you can change this to right. Let's enter. Once you do that, we need to still shift it down to this. Okay. So by doing so, we coming down here, you can see this flip horizontal. If I do that, you notice nothing is really happening here, and it's because something's happening there. So let's click on this layer, set origin, put it somewhere here. Okay, then from once you've done that, with this now we can let's flip this. You see when we flip that, we have something similar to this. From here, we would oops, I'll just take this, and move. Okay, so outside, I think this as well. Okay, all right. Now that's done. So this is what we somehow have. Okay. The next one is the nose. What I can just do is on the head layer there, since I won't be rigging the nose, I can actually just draw the nose head in the edge region there. Okay, and do that. Okay, so but I always love to separate them. So that's a vector. I can call this nose. Once I have that as nose, and turn off all this first. Okay, so just leave this nose region. So it's very simple. Just most of it a circle. Okay, just do something like this. I'm still going to change the color back again. So the best thing when you are trying to create your own, always good you use a different color first. Then later you can now use the reference color once you are done. So I want to duplicate this. That will be Control C to copy and Control V duplicate. So there I have something like this. Okay, so I will just now to rotate this, I'll try to zoom in when you see this sign icon like rotate. Okay, just drag it to the area I want to rotate, then reduce this. So if I should reduce this now, I have something like this. Okay, then the same thing applicable. I want to duplicate this again. I want to copy and paste. Okay, then I have this now. So this will turn around like, and this should be somewhere here. Okay, let's quickly add the the view layer to it. I think I'm making use of, just select this Oops. Select this. Give us. Just trying to pick a random. Let me see reference. Okay, let's do like this. Head. Now just copy this color. What I did is select on this, copy the color of the head. Then going to the nose now, I'll just come and paste it. So that will make the work more fast. Okay, let me turn this off. Make the work more faster. Then activate the stroke. Probably you set this to 1. Okay. Then for this as well, just select paste, activate the stroke, set it to 1. For this as well, paste, activate the stroke, set it to 1. Alright. Now that that is done, then we have this. So if you notice something, let me turn off the nose. You notice this nose part here, when you get to this place is inside. Likewise, this part is inside. So it's only this part that is outside. So we have to do that. So you notice that this one is somehow outside, like these width lines are showing. So there are various ways to do that. We can actually hide this part or just take it to the back. So I'll use two different methods. Select on this. Okay, so you can hold down Alt and your down arrow key. Okay, you can see that has been sent to the back. And for this now, you can use this one called the hide edge. Okay, so just select on this, and you can see now both are now being hidden. So, but I always prefer to use this one, okay, because I was still need to adjust this. But I can that now I hope you understand you can use two settings, two methods to hide. So just hold down Alt and take this. So for the nose now, I still notice something that here is more thicker than this side. So we need to do that also. So let me bring out the nose. Okay. So here is more thicker. So let's see what we can do for this. Just try to select this, go down shift. Okay, let's just select like this area. Then there's a there is a tool here that gives us the width and how we want it. So this the line width. Now you can actually adjust your width. I mean, so if you notice this sides like this. So if I select this side and use this line width and drag it, okay, let me see. So drag it to this side and notice the line width now. Okay, I believe something like that. This also again is big. I believe that was how the reference looks like. Okay, this, hey, just end this like. Okay, so for this black spot now, quite easy to do. What we'll also use is we use a black spot as well. Okay, use a black spot as well. Let's use a black spot. Just have my circle like this. In this black. Okay, we select in this. Let's go. So from here, rotate. From here, I need to rotate it. Okay, so it's quite simple and easy to do. Use right. Quite simple. So yeah, I'll just copy and paste. So this is what I have. Same thing now. Just try to just this. All right. So let's see what we've done so far. We've done all this. Okay. Yes. All right. So something like this. So from what you can see, it's getting close to the reference. Okay, getting closer to the reference. There you can also now draw the mouth, the eyes, and all and others. But quickly, let's change the color now. Okay, let's change the color of this. Let me just select this layer in the reference layer, move it to this side. Okay, then increase it back to 100. Let's enter. Now I want to change the color to this. So what I'll do is select the edge. Actually want to change. Select this so that then the picker tool, just put down the picker tool, then drag to the area you actually want to see. Okay, okay. So copy this to make it more faster. Then go to the nose, paste it. Click, paste. So for the eye, same thing applicable. Now let's select this color, drag, change it. Okay, so then once I select this, copy, paste here, paste it. So now you can see we are getting there. Best is to just complete the rest. So it's as easy as that. So like I said, this is my first time of coming live. So and we spent about 33 minutes or thereabouts. Okay, so in my next class we'll be having the major class, right? Which I hope majority of you will be online with me. And before I go, I would like to let you know that we are on my website is on, which is available for everyone to check it out. Okay, and let me quickly show you sites. Okay, let me show you my sites. Available on is available on the description box as well. So there you can uh probably you want to learn how to create Rico animation, hash, okay, any other two stick or any other two stick figure animation from scratch with your smartphone, then you can make use of my website. Okay, it really help you a lot. Help you a lot. Sorry, just trying to bring this out. Okay, so this is it. Now, there when you click on do the sorry about this. So this is it. So this is the 2D anime app I was talking about, where you can probably you want to learn how to create Rico animation. And most of you that have been watching my video, you notice that I do uh, upload shorts, make videos of Rico Avenue, and others to do stick figure animation. So if you actually want to learn how I do that, you need to learn the fundamental basics on how to go about it. Okay, that's why I said this is for you. And I've also created some source file which I've created myself, and it's available for you to well load onto your mobile device. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. By Tuesday, I mean by Sunday, a live schedule will be on. Okay, that we can actually have our class, and we'll be always be live every Sundays. Yes, we have it live every Sundays to have a beautiful day with a beautiful live session with you. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye for now. One. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.